Hello guys, hello everybody, how are you doing? My name is Rizwan and welcome back to the channel. Today I am actually going to be talking about John Wick. Now, when I first watched the movie John Wick, I just watched it because of Keanu Reeves, and I was watching Keanu Reeves's different movies, and everybody loves Keanu Reeves from the Matrix series. So I was like, let's explore Keanu Reeves as an actor and what other movies does he appear in and what kind of an actor he actually is. What kind of movies does he get into? So he's kind of like an action hero and also a little bit suspense thriller mystery movies also he's involved with. But when I watched John Wick, and everybody who watched John Wick for the first time knows that John Wick was such a badass movie. Why? Because the plot of the John Wick first movie is so amazing. Like he is the primary focus of the movie. He is the one. Like uh, it's basically a story of a hitman who is uh, who is involved in a mafia gang, and like he is just maybe living out his last days in peace or something like that. The movie starts like with literally very different scenario, like his wife is killed or murdered, and I don't know because I watched it a long time back. So his wife is killed or murdered, and he is only left with his wife's dog. Like his wife got him this dog, and everybody knows the plot of the movie John Wick 1 because there were hundreds of memes online about how, like, the dog, don't mess with John Wick's dog, or you kill John Wick's dog, now John Wick is gonna kill you. There are hundreds of memes on that. So John Wick, uh, we all know. So I'm just going to touch briefly on the uh, plot of the first movie, and that is this son of this high gangster, like the big dude in the movie, the main antagonist, the uh, the, the higher level mafia guy. Maybe he is the one who is like handling the syndicate. But in the syndicate, like, there is no such thing as somebody who is running the syndicate because everybody is running the syndicate. So his son is notorious, and he's like uh, ta- uh, taken for granted kind of a son, and he kills John Wick's dog and he steals his car. And we all know that the whole first movie is based on that John Wick is like, you killed my dog and I'm gonna kill you. That's it. And so the he talks with that gangster guy, and the gangster, he he tells him that, he's my son, and he's like, it doesn't matter, you killed my dog, I'm coming for your son now. So the whole movie is based around that plot, that how eerie and how ominous and how scary, how like how do you say, how dangerous is John Wick? Okay, so first movie we are all in the blankets and we are all going like, oh my god, John Wick. It's like that. John Wick is portrayed amazingly in the first movie, and he's like very aggressive, and he's the guy, like, that dialogue that he is the one we sent to kill the boogeyman. He is not the boogeyman himself. And the people who are aware from the European folklore, they might know about what the boogeyman actually is. So they have like these code names in the mafia world as well. So like, uh, John Wick is the guy who we chose to kill the boogeyman. He is the only one who is the one who can take down the boogeyman. So that kind of scare John Wick has around himself, that he is that kind of guy, and everybody is like very respectful towards John Wick. Like, oh, John Wick, don't mess with him. John Wick, John Wick, John Wick. Everybody is like that. So the first movie ends and we're like, John Wick. Oh my God. Everybody is like the hype of John Wick. John Wick. Then comes the second movie, and I have watched the second movie. And if you watch the second movie, you will understand John Wick is not an important guy. He is not an important guy at all. Because, by the way, let me clarify this thing. I haven't watched John Wick 3. I haven't watched John Wick 4. I haven't watched that. Okay, I am saving that for some special occasion. Then only I will watch it. Or maybe if I had to make another video like about my experience of watching John Wick 3 and 4, but I want to actually like experience it on a huge television screen, or I don't go to cinema, so I want to like experience it on a huge television screen. So that's why I am waiting, because when I get a huge television screen I will watch all these amazing movies. But I had watched back then even John Wick 2. And speaking about John Wick 2, it's the whole character building that John Wick is that kind of guy. He's very scary, and the dialogue that he's the one we chose to kill the boogeyman, so he's that level of scary and dangerous guy, that all crumbles down when you watch John Wick 2, according to my perspective. Okay, because even in John Wick 1, like, he is very the hype is built that he is like the hitman, and he's like a very crazy guy. Not crazy in that sense that mad crazy, but crazy in the sense that he can go to any extent. He is the ultra level of James Bond. Okay, so we get that vibe in John Wick 1. Then in John Wick 2, again, still there are some things that are like because it's like he has got this bulletproof blazer. He just takes out his blazer and he's like this, and it is bulletproof. He kills a whole group of people. I don't remember where he went, but he kills everybody in there with just one pencil. So that also became a meme, that he killed everybody with just one pencil. So the movie proceeds like that, like he's still the dangerous hitman. He's crazy, like he's dangerous, crazy, scary. Everybody is horrified about him. But then comes a point where we understand that John Wick is not so important. The syndicate is important. The Russian Mafia Syndicate is important, and everybody is connected to the syndicate. And now John Wick somehow has invoked the wrath of syndicate. Okay, so now the last scene in the movie, like somehow John Wick had this like coin, and he kind of goes forward and he gives this coin to just a beggar on the street. And then you see that he's not actually a beggar, but he's somebody who is very much connected to the underworld, and he's working behind the scenes of the syndicate. And he's like that kind of what do you say, like somebody who is a bit middleman. Like he's not I don't remember it very well because I've seen it a long time ago, but he's somebody who is in the syndicate as well and not in the syndicate as well. Like he's a middle kind of a guy. He knows how to manage his stuff. So he's like, you can go to that kind of guy to get a favor done. So John Wick goes to that guy and he's like, help me. And he's like, okay, I will help you. So even John Wick needs help. So there the character kind of like, okay, so John Wick is not the important guy because the whole Russian Mafia Syndicate is on him now. Find him, kill him. It's like that. Because just because of a flicking, like, there are rules in the mafia world. Okay, and like same thing, like this whole world right now is being ruled or controlled by some treaties, that this treaty has been signed and this treaty has been signed. And if some country goes against that treaty, it breaks that treaty, the whole world will erupt in war. Because like Russia and Ukraine, for example, there are some treaties that are still holding on, and if one country breaks the treaty, this country wages war on that country, so that the other countries think that okay, there was a treaty that was holding these two countries together. Now that treaty has been broken, so that war has started. So even I can break that treaty, or somehow that treaty has been broken. So there is a whole chain of events breaking the other treaties in line as well. So one treaty is broken, so the second treaty is also broken, the third one is also broken, the fourth one is also broken, and that is how world wars begin. One treaty broken down, one treaty broken, to hell with that treaty. So the second treaty is broken, so all the countries are like, now even I will break that treaty because that treaty is broken, that treaty doesn't matter. And now, the whole, this country jumps into the war, this country wages war on that country wages war on this country, and everybody is like bounded by some treaty. All right, so even John Wick, as he was like shown in the first movie, John Wick 1, that he is the hitman, he is the gangster, and he can do anything he wants. That is the feeling, that is the vibe that we actually get from John Wick 1, that he is the one. He can do whatever the fruitcake he wants to. Like the license to kill, he's the James Bond. As I said, ultra level of James Bond. He can do whatever he wants. That was the vibe we got from John Wick 1. But in John Wick 2, the whole vibe is opposite. Like John Wick, who the heck is John Wick? John Wick is nobody. It's the Russian Mafia Syndicate that matters. And if you piss off any one guy from the Russian Mafia Syndicate, he invokes certain treaty, certain, I don't know that word, which was used in John Wick 1 movie. At the end of the movie, that Russian Mafia Syndicate, that high guy, I don't know, because that's why I'm using these stupid terms around, but let's just work with it for now. So that guy in the end of the movie, he invokes or he revokes that there was some treaty, there was some compromise. Let's use the word compromise. There was some compromise, and he just is like, I am revoking that. So all hell breaks loose. So in John Wick 2, it's like that he revoked that, and now first John, everybody was like, oh my god, John Wick is a dangerous guy. Now it's like, oh no, Russian Mafia Syndicate is the dangerous like whole organization. So that was a very scary scene, spoiler alert, at the end of John Wick 2, where even John Wick is running away, and everybody in that city is like getting messages on their phone, and they're all looking at, run John Wick, run, because the timer has begun. And once that timer goes off, like nobody can hold us back. I don't know whether it was John Wick 2 or John Wick 1. I don't know. I think it was John Wick 2. I think he had broken some codes of conduct in the Russian Mafia Syndicate, and I think in the John Wick 2 movie, yeah, I am pretty sure it was in the John Wick 2 movie, that he was running away from the middle of the city. Is going there is crowd all around, and everybody, we thought that these are all normal people, these are all normal pedestrians and local public, just walking around and doing their thing, enjoying. Everybody is a family man or somebody, like student or this and that, and then like general public. And then we see this one message gets sent by the syndicate, and there is a bounty on the head of John Wick, and they're like, get this guy and we'll give you some prizes on his head. And there is a timer, that after this timer, I think that is what, because I watched it a long time back, I don't recall that, but there was timer going on, and everybody was looking at John Wick like, this is your, like, everybody knows John Wick. So the whole city, that was the most amazing scene, that the whole city, at one point it seems they are all oblivious to who John Wick is. Like, he's just doing his thing, is going around, he's the most famous hitman in the world, in that world, and he's going around, and we think that, oh, the city doesn't know him. But then when the whole message is on their phone, and they're all like looking at him like, run for your life, because the timer is on, man, run. And if the timer goes off, we will launch an attack on you, we are all going to kill you, because there is a lot of amount of money on your head. That is the time that I recognize that this, like, suddenly John Wick 1 was, in John Wick 1 he was very important character, and in John Wick 2 he is not that important character anymore. The whole Russian Mafia Syndicate, I don't know if it is Russian Mafia Syndicate or German Mafia Syndicate, I'm a little bit confused between that, but we recognize that that Mafia Syndicate is important, and if the syndicate is like, to hell with him, we are all coming together, or now the whole war is going to get launched. And then John Wick is like, oh my god, I did something which I, like, that was so stupid dog, and I should have let it go, but I was like, and now everything is like, all hell broke loose. So that was my theory about, like, my understanding about John Wick movie series, at least 1 and 2, the first and second movie, that how his character is so much amplified in the first movie, that he is somebody, he's somebody very important, very dangerous, very scary, and then as the movie unfolds, he is nothing without the whole organization behind his back. And if the whole organization behind his back turns their back on him, John Wick is done for the day. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll make more of these videos explaining my amazing movie theories and what I feel about that movie, what I learned from that movie. And I think some of the details might be here and there, so I will, like, revisit the movie, revisit this movie, revisit other movies as well, and I will get back to you. Until then, adios.